I'm very upset about it, but maybe next year you change your number to 1, and then you could move right next to me. I'm sure you'll think about it. Give it a lot of thought. All right. It sounds like Coach is going to join us in progress. And so I think I'm getting the nod that it's okay to proceed with the student athletes, which, first of all, congratulations. Let me give quick introductions, then we'll start the Q&A. Joined on the dais by Destanni Henderson, Aliyah Boston, Victaria Saxton, and Brea Beal. Let's go ahead and take questions. We'll start right over here, second row on the aisle.
If you could each take this, it seemed like there was more of a concerted effort to really drive the ball, play at the rim early on, and kind of knock them back on their heels. Was that the game plan coming in?
Destanni, we're going to start with you and go down the aisle.
I don't think it was really our main focus, but just to, do what, what's working. So I felt like it was really important for the people who wasn't getting pressured to definitely drive because you have so much space. So just to execute and just see what's in front of you.
Aliyah?
Yeah, I think them people attacking the rim was just solely reading defense, and they did what they needed to do to score.
Victaria?
I just think everybody was just looking at the defense and seeing what was going on. And, like Henny said, just those that aren't getting pressured, they're just going out there and attacking, and that helped, and that's just what they did.
Brea?
Yeah, I definitely think this game, this game, we definitely made adjustments as far as, me and Lily, they're sagging on us. So, what else could we do, which was, drive to the basket, drive and kick. So I think as a team, we did make some great adjustments.
Third row on our left.
Andrea Adelson, ESPN.com for everybody, and maybe if Aliyah wants to start. This is obviously a goal that you guys set from the end of last season to get back to this point. How do you feel now that you've accomplished it, knowing there's still a little bit left?
It's exciting, but we just said in the locker room we still have unfinished business, and we still have 2 more games to play.
Victaria?
I agree. I just think that we got to know that we have unfinished business and go out there and do what we got to do to handle it.
Brea?
I think, again, what they said, and just continue to stay level-headed. And, again, we have 2 more games, so keep doing us.
Destanni?
And agree with all 3 of them. I feel like we always say that. But, just to know that we still have unfinished business, to take in the moment right now and be happy for, how far we've came, but we're not done at the end of the day, and just to, not get too high with the highs and too low with the lows.
Right down here in the very front on our left.
This Aaron Beard with the AP. This is for Aliyah. First, who was it that jumped in? I guess it was Coach Jamil, maybe, who had jumped in your arms and hugged you on the court, and you were actually holding him up.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it also last year him that held you when you were as emotional as you were with the last shot? Do you remember against Stanford? I think he hugged you on the court.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
I was just curious, like some players take motivation differently than others. How much did you sort of think about replaying all those final seconds in your head all year as a motivation to get back to this point, or did you at all?
Yeah, so no, I didn't replay any of that. I think part of growing up and maturing is being able to move on, and so that happened last season, but that's not something that I can continue to think about, or else there won't be any progress. So I've let go of that since last season, and we've moved on.
Take our next question from right down here in front.
Hey, she cute. My bad.
Mike, you have a Gamecock Central, guys. Going back to obviously even last season, the workouts in the winter, and then being able to get to this point, I'm sure it's extremely draining, and even probably gets sick and tired of talking with us after some of these games and how many media availabilities it is. But getting back to this point, though, how sweet is it to be able to get that victory, to see the confetti come down, to know that this is just one piece of the puzzle to be able to get back to that ultimate goal, to be able to hopefully get to a national championship?
Brea, let's start with you.
Yes. I think it's just, amazing to see, all the work we've put together. We had a few young pieces come in, and just seeing them be able to come in and gel with us and, be great at what they're best at. It's just, it's a cool thing to sit back and watch.
Victaria?
It's exciting just to be able to get back here, and it's exciting to see everybody come in and just take their role upon them and just play it as best as they can, and I think everybody's coming in and doing that.
Aliyah?
It's been a long season of workouts and stuff, and it's just, we've worked hard. So where we're at, we're very excited about it and can't wait to see what's next.
I feel like it's just well deserved. I feel like, again, like everybody has stepped up to the plate. We're all happy for each other and just living in this moment and just being present and just being happy for one another. It's just a blessing, and we came so far, so we're not done yet, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, Henny? All right.
Period, Pooh.
Take our next question from the back left.
Hi, ladies. Congratulations. Jeremy Durst, WYFF TV. Just wondering if you guys have any winter coats, or if you're going to have to go to the store this week. They are calling for a little bit of snow.
Gotta wash clothes.
Just wondering.
I think it's all shorts and tank top weather.
Yeah.
That's what we're packing, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
New clothes?
I'll have my coat on me. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Sounds like you got a very straight answer, so let's go ahead and take our next question from the left, about halfway back.
Yes, hi, Liz Clark from the Washington Post. Congratulations to all of you for what you've achieved. This is for anyone who has an opinion, and it may be that none of you do, but your coach, of course, signed a very impressive contract this fall, the 7-year deal for $22 million. I believe she said, she hoped it would be a benchmark for investment in the game. You guys are not ADs, I understand, but you're young women, and I'm wondering if that said anything to you about what women should expect in the workplace and maybe should demand if it's not offered. Or
Well, Coach Staley is, what a queen, first of all.
Yeah.
And she's done so much for the game of basketball, and so everything that she's getting, she deserves, and she deserves more. Sorry, just in case anybody's listening, but she really deserves everything that she has coming for her, and I'm just really proud of her. And go get that check, honey.
Anybody else want to chime in?
I would.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off her, I feel like she's done put in the work over the years so many times, and I feel like when you do that, you can demand things and make it happen. I feel like she's in that position to do those things because she's, helped so many people and just brought in and created a family for the University of South Carolina as a whole, and other people around the world who watch her or just watch the game of basketball. I feel like she's done an amazing job from the coaching standpoint and just outside of basketball. So,
Take our next question over here on the far left.
Cam Gaskins with ABC Columbia. This is for Aliyah. I know the winning is the only thing that matters. Your personal accolades come second, but I got to ask, is it bittersweet to see the double-double streak come to an end? Or were you just too focused on winning and celebrating?
We're on to the Final Four, so as the streak ends, it's all right, but we're still playing, so that's all that matters.
We take our next question from fourth row, third in.
Emma Bachelari, Sports Illustrated. With all 4 of you in double figures, that doesn't happen all the time. What do you think that says about kind of the cohesion of this team and how balanced you are, across the board?
Henny, we'll start with you.
Yeah. Brea, we'll start with you then.
start with.
All
Beal.
right, so
All right, we're going to go ahead and start with Brea.
It just shows how well we gel together because we've been playing with each other for a while now. But it just shows us going out there, not thinking, just playing freely, just playing off each other, playing with each other. It's just amazing.
Victaria?
I just go back to our roles. I just feel like we're out there playing our role, and we're doing what we have to do. And like she said, we gel. So I feel like that plays a big part.
And I think it also shows that everybody's ready to step up at any time. Everybody did a great job scoring, Brea, especially when she was attacking the basket. It's you can't really stop that.
I feel like all of us just being on the same page and just having one goal and keeping the main thing has just made everything a lot more simple for us when everybody's on the same page. So I feel like that's what's been happening with us, and we just got to stay focused.
Question right here in the middle, second row.
Hi, I'm Adler from The Next Hoops. I know in last year's run, y'all were thinking of how Ty and Kiki were robbed of the opportunity a couple years ago. Is that still in your minds during this run?
Destanni?
That's not really something I'm thinking about because, we all got robbed.
Right.
But we are fortunate to be in this position and make it happen for ourselves and also for them because they deserve the opportunity as well. So it's just something that's in the back of our heads, but it's not something that we're trying to get down over ourselves. So.
I agree with that. I think it's definitely in the back of our minds, and we know that Ty and Kiki are definitely supporting us through our run right now.
I also agree that it is something in the back of our minds, but we have something else in front of us right now that we have to worry about. So.
Yeah, definitely to keep the ball rolling, we got to stay in the present and worry about what's going on right now and what's going on the next day. But yeah, sometimes it crossed my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
Got 2 more questions. We're going to start back here in the 4th row around the middle.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. I wanted to ask at the end there, everybody celebrating with a band, everybody coming over and dancing with a band. What was that moment like? And being able to celebrate this with so many fans, it seems like everybody took the time to really savor that moment.
Victaria, we're going to start with you.
It's amazing to just be able to see all of our fans here. Our band, I love our band. They come and bring so much joy to us. They love us. It's just exciting to be able to enjoy this moment with everyone.
Aliyah?
I agree with that. I think it was just a fun moment, and it's also just adding on to just celebrating each other because we're on to the Final Four, and so just being able to listen to music and show off our dance moves was pretty fun.
I agree. I feel like the energy is really amazing. I feel like that moment is something we can always look back on and just adding on to the memories.
Yeah, I just think it shows like the connection, within like our community. Like we really love one another, and they love us. We love them. We love the energy they bring. They get us going. They keep us going. So, yeah, it's amazing.
Last question for the student athletes right here in the 2nd row.
Corey Diaz with the USA Today Network for Destanni and Victaria. Obviously, with this being your guys' last time around, I'm just curious if you guys have already maybe felt a little different sense of the mindset heading into this year's Final Four as opposed to last year, and if so, would you mind kind of just expounding a little bit on just kind of what you're feeling mentally at this point?
I feel like last year, is our first time, and this year I feel like we know what it feels like now. So I just feel like just adding on to the leadership and just being leaders on the court and, just making sure everybody else is on the same page. So I just feel like that's just really what it is just the growth. And I feel like we both display that on the court.
I would also say it just taking in the leadership and being able to lead going into the Final Four, considering we've been there before. I mean, even some of the other girls that's been there before, they can lead from their standpoint. That's all. I just really think that we just need to make sure everybody know what to expect and things like that.
Thank you to all the student athletes. Congratulations on your regional title and good luck.
Thank you.
I'd like to go ahead and let Coach Staley have an opportunity to give an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
I just want to say that being here in Greensboro and all the people, you walk in the arena, at the hotel, really made us feel special. And I know I'm one that really looks at, and I feel when people are genuinely just happy and inviting and host our tournament. And we felt that every time you walked in the door, there was always a greeting. It was always, how you doing? And that makes me feel really good because it gives our players an incredible student athlete experience. It's not all about the basketball. That's a big part of it, but when you walk into an arena and you feel the love, for everyone that's, that's working here, the yellow coats and everyone, the people at the hotel, the proximity were just incredible, just over the top. And then I'd like to just kind of thank, Creighton. I mean, congratulate them on a tremendous year. Nobody probably had them in their bracket, being in the Elite Eight, first time in their program history. And it is really something to be proud of. I mean, we had a lot of firsts a few years ago, and I hope they hold on to it and and come back stronger and move further in the tournament, because it only strengthens our game and it helps our game. So congratulations to them. And then I just want to say to our local media who have been just examples of treating our program like a real sport for years, like years. This isn't like, it's just happened. You cover us, you wear your heart in your writings. You wear it, when you're in front of the public on, our local news, and you wear it. We win, you feel it. We lose, you feel it. And we can feel that in how you cover our team, and we really appreciate it for treating us that way, because every program doesn't get what we get, and I value what you do for us, so thank you.
We'll start our questions right over here.
Dawn, thank you for that. Look, this has been a goal all year, and now that you're here, how do you strike the balance between celebrating a hard-won regional title, but also realizing you got business to take care of in Minneapolis?
Yeah, we got a couple days to do it. Our players, celebrated. They'll probably celebrate again. I hope they go to class tomorrow. And then, we got a quick turnaround because I think we leave on Tuesday. So I think we're gonna enjoy it. We don't play until Friday. We'll watch who our opponent will be tomorrow. And it feels good to be the first one to go in and kind of watch everybody else sweat it out. But we're gonna enjoy it. You got some young players who have no clue what it means to go to a Final Four, so we'll probably have to hold them back a little bit because they just don't know the whole excitement of it. And then you got some older players who've been here before, and they have one thing on their mind, and that is to win a national championship. And we do it game by game. But it was pressure packed the entire season, and it's a relief to know that we're back, and now we can settle in and try to get this thing done.
We're going to go to the fourth row on our aisle.
Augusta Stone with the State Newspaper. Dawn, thank you again, like DC said. I wanted to ask, the junior group that you say call themselves the freshmen still, I wanted to ask about just seeing them advance to their second straight Final Four. What is it in their mindset that you see that maybe has changed between last year and this year, just in terms of maturity and leadership, knowing what to expect at this level?
I feel that particular group has learned how to just embrace the margin of error each and every day, and they practice like it, they play like it, even through our losses. They really understood it, and I think just having the experience of what we had to go through in the Final Four last year, it's helped guide them, but it didn't control them. Like, they were unafraid to make plays or do things out there on the floor. So they're just a year older, with a year, more understanding of how to navigate through it and not get too high with the highs or low with the lows.
Right down here in our very front.
Aaron Beard with the AP. Dawn, I was going to ask about Aliyah, just when you talked about pressure packed all year from the minute she started playing the first game this year, everybody looked at her as All-American. And how does she seems pretty much like she's had the right mindset all year. How important has that been both for her and this team?
I think it's truly important. I think when you've had to play under the gun like Aliyah has all season long, she's mature enough to handle it. She's grounded. She knows who she is, and she never gets out in front of anything. She takes the day as it comes. She takes her play as it comes, and that's just a real good sign of just maturing and knowing who you are, knowing your worth, and knowing that knowing that she's probably the player of the year, and it's hard to play under that gun. I think it also helps that other people have brought up some other candidates for National Player of the Year. Makes her work a little harder and focus in a little bit more, because that's one of the things that she wanted to accomplish.
I'm going to go back here, halfway back on our left.
Grace Rayner with The Athletic. Dawn, from the Kentucky loss 3 weeks ago to this moment tonight, what have you learned about your team?
Well, I've never lost track of who we are, who we were. I mean, we've always been a really good basketball team through the 2 losses that we've had, and you have a tendency to lose focus on who you are when you lose a basketball game. And did we enjoy it? No, we didn't enjoy losing 3 weeks ago, but it helped us focus, and we just went back to that margin of error. We didn't, we let it get out of hand in the SEC tournament championship, and Kentucky made us pay for it. But then we had time to regroup and then, find our way to winning 4 games to get back to the Final Four. And, I think now we're in a good place to understand again. There's no other, position in the season that we have to be, super focused on those things.
Third row over here on our left.
Andrea Adelson, ESPN.com. Don, as a follow-up to what you were talking about with the pressure of getting here, now there's going to be even more pressure to perform in the Final Four, just knowing how badly your players want to win a championship. How do you kind of balance knowing that with trying to keep them loose and not letting that pressure overwhelm them?
We've created habits all season long. And the habits that we've had, I don't think we'll stray too far from it. We got a core group of players who just want to win. So I think they have a really good pulse on our team, and they're able to calm things down when needed, and they also enjoy the moment, just like young people. So it's what we came to do. I mean, this year has been one in which we had a target out there. We got a target on our back. We had a target out there to win a national championship, and we put ourselves in this position. And I think they'll, win, lose, or draw, it won't be from not trying as hard as they can.
All the way back on the far left.
Myra Salters, SGTV. Coach Staley, knowing the type of player you were coming out of college and seeing that you almost kind of transferred that same energy to your players, do you hope that your players will transfer that same energy to girls who look up to them and also women who look like you, who hope to coach like you? What message do you have to players and women who want to do what you and your girls do?
I want our players to be who they are. And I hope that I set an example of sharing my experiences, my love for the game, my love for the people in the game. And I just hope, and I think they do that. But when we hosted the first and second round of the NCAA tournament, the first 4, you don't really realize your impact until you hear other people say things like, I think it was the Incarnate Word, some of their players, really thought it was a big deal to be playing on the court that South Carolina plays on. They thought it was a big deal to just kind of be around, the place that I coach. And, when young people do it, like you hear some older people here and there, but when young people who are our competitors say those things, and they're unafraid to say it, like, that's what those young ladies felt. And they laid it on the line, even though we're in a competitive battle. That says a whole lot. That makes me feel truly special, and it helps me understand our worth. Our game, is being watched by young people, young women, and they're admired by the people that's in it. And I just hope that, I hope that our players really understand their impact on our game, and hope they give it back. And they do without a doubt. They give it back to our fans. They give it back to anybody. They were just so gracious to take pictures with everybody in the arena, no matter if we're gonna get back at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That's what it's about, is paying it forward.
Going to try to get to as many as we can, but we've got a question right here in the front.
Mike, you have a Gamecock Central done. I know we saw some of your coaches maybe struggle, with being able to cut the net down. I mean, they've been able to do this a couple times, but the point being is you guys have been able to get here so many times. You guys have been able to do so many great things. But yeah, this is the first time in program history that you guys have been able to reach the Final Four in back-to-back seasons. I know it might not seem like the biggest thing right now because you guys obviously have bigger goals ahead of you, but just knowing how far this program has come to be able to continue to achieve first, even though you guys have been able to achieve so much over the last couple of years, how special is it knowing how far this program has come?
It's huge. It's huge. And Asia Wilson's never been able to do back-to-back Final Four, so she's got to give credit to this to this team. But it's great. I'm just super happy for, I'm super happy for all of our team, but truly super happy for our juniors who experienced 3 years ago where, we had a pretty darn good team that could have gone far in a tournament and it was just abruptly stopped. And then you're just left holding the bag like, that's it, and then they come back and get us to the Final Four and lose in a heartbreaking way. And then it's hard to get back. Like, our game is so good that, I was nervous all day today. It was a long day on a Sunday, nervous because of who our competition was and just anxious to play, anxious to get back, just so our players can really experience being in the Final Four, our young players, just understanding how hard it is, and also to have them celebrate, something as monumental as getting back there back-to-back.
Next question from right behind.
Dawn, your ladies' ability to accept that target on their back and go out and perform the way they've performed through 34 games so far this year, how much would you say is that a reflection on your personality and your, embracing of the target on your back that maybe you potentially had while you were a player and now a coach?
Here it is. We're gonna face whatever music that's playing. I have trust in our players. Like, I know them. I know them well. I know the core of them pretty well. So I think with that group, you just have to look at them and look them in the eye and see where they are. If they're focused, and probably 95% of the time, probably 100% of the time, they've been focused all season long. It's probably the younger ones that have, they don't know. They don't play a whole lot, so they got a whole lot going on in their lives, and they really don't understand how to do it every single day, like to be on. It's really hard to be on every single day, but we work towards that. It's the very thing that the core group of our team, they came here because of that. They watched us go to Final Fours and win national championships, and they wanted to be in the hot seat like that. So I think it's a product of our culture. It's a product of our coaching staff and our program. All the people in our program, they make this thing work. Like, every single person, from our Dobo to our director of play, we're working. Like, we only showed them great examples of working. So wherever that target is, we just perform under the work that we put in.
Next question, fourth row, partway in the middle.
Emma Bachelari, Sports Illustrated. With the offensive performance you all had tonight, was there any particular adjustment you attribute that to? And what does it mean moving ahead to have had a night where you shot 50% from the field?
Probably the biggest adjustment we made was on the defensive side of the ball. We just really concentrated on whoever had the ball, that we were going to all out pressure them and make them put the ball on the floor. Like, I don't think you can allow Creighton. They did a really good job with us doing that, getting 17 assists on 21 baskets. Like, they averaged 20. They averaged 33s. They averaged like 10 makes. So we had to figure out how to take away something. One of the big things that they do to teams. And then for us, from an offensive standpoint, we knew they were going to crowd Aliyah, and which would have made it single coverage with our other big. And once they had single coverage, we wanted them to go. And then as the game was going on, they were doubling Aliyah before she had the ball, when she got the ball, and then it created scoring opportunities for Beal and Lily and some of our other guards, and Henny. Once we have, single coverage, and we know that, they're not going to rotate over because they're going to lean heavy on keeping two people on Aliyah, it made it a lot easier for us to make decisions and make baskets.
Next question, all the way over on the left.
Matt Dowell, watch Fox out of Columbia. Dawn, there's been so many great post players over the years, and I know Aliyah said that she doesn't care that the streak is over, but for you, what's it been like to watch her on this double-double streak as she has shattered the program record? She shattered Sylvia Fowles' record. What's it been like to watch as her coach?
This is what she's supposed to do. Seriously, that's what she's supposed to do. I think she's a great talent. I think it goes to show how relentless she is. She's really a relentless player, a relentless rebounder. But when it's all said and done, Aliyah just wants to win. So she's going to do the things to win basketball games. And it's fortunate for us, she did it in a double-double fashion.
Next question right here, middle.
Hi. So going off the question that Lindsay Gibbs had asked before about the celebration with the band, I'd also noticed before the game you were giving fist bumps to everyone in the game day ops row, and then yesterday during the Iowa State Creighton game, you were saying hi to fans who wanted your attention when you could have been scouting. I was just wondering where that attentiveness and commitment to just finding time for people comes from.
It comes from coaching in Columbia, South Carolina for 14 years. We give our fans access to us, and in return, we lead the nation in attendance for 8 years now, 7, 8 years. It's people. I'm really conscious of people spending their money, budgeting to come to Greensboro. Some people already had their plane tickets to Minnesota, and they would tell us throughout the year, and it's let's take it one game at a time. But I'm just happy that they choose our program to spend their money, to bring their families in. It takes a second to take a picture, and a second to give them just a memory, an experience. And one of our fams told me his grandmother told him, when you treat people good, they treat you better. And that's what the fams have done in Columbia, South Carolina, in supporting us.
2 last questions, and we appreciate your time. Right over here on the left, 4th row.
Hi, Dawn Remy with the New York Times. Given that there are fewer concerns this year about the tournament with gender equity issues, what do you think is the next move for the NCAA to make?
Somebody asked that question. It's units. It's being able to, get, similar. I guess equity, like CBS, TBS, TNT, True TV, right? That's men's tournament. So when we're able to market ourselves in that way, that's a lot of dollar signs. When you're able to be on all of those networks. And I'm not saying anything against ESPN, which they do a great job at putting our game forward. But let's make it competitive. Let somebody bid out our tournament, and maybe we'll have a few more networks to show our games. And then maybe, just maybe, and I'm just gonna throw this out there, we're playing at 7 and 9 on a Sunday night. I wonder why. Well, maybe because the men played at 2-5. And I know we're good. I think the men, whether they played at 7 and 9 tonight, would have had a packed house. Doesn't matter. If we played a little bit early, maybe we had some more people in the stands, and they did a great job at filling this arena up. But it's just little things like that make a huge difference. And I'm not trying to start any controversy, but units. You know, our game can be a game in which is valuable, like in terms of dollars and cents. And once we're able to get there, we'll find our true value.
Last question right here, fourth row.
Lindsay Gibbs, Power Plays. Coach, you've been here, you've been to the Final Four before. You're very open about this isn't the final decision, but as you're putting that confetti into your hoodie, as you're savoring those moments, what's going through your mind and why is it important to really feel that confetti?
I mean, it's important because, you know, we are dream merchants for young people. The young people on our team, they want to win. They want to win. They want to go to Final Fours. They want to win national championships. They want to win SEC tournament championships, SEC regular season champions. They want to win the Bad Boy Mo's championship in the Bahamas. They want to do all of that. And we are creating, you know, lifelong memories. And I think confetti is just a tangible thing as reminders of what you have accomplished. And I've been a confetti collector for every championship that we've had. And it is just a constant reminder of going to get it, creating these great experiences for our players and our coaches and everybody in our program, because we work really hard, and it's really hard to get to a Final Four. Really hard. So I'm just happy that we're able to do it, and I'll keep collecting it.
Congratulations again, and best of luck.
Thank you.
That concludes our press conferences here at the Greensboro Regional. Thanks to everyone for being here.